barn is the last part of the whole farming operation that is still there. Everything else is gone, has been bulldozed or built over or whatever, and the barn is the very last place.
The building itself was built 1916, 1917. It first showed up on reports to the state in 1917. It originally only had one wing on the south side, a 1.5-story milking bay. Sometime between 1925 and 1944, the north wing, which is 2 stories, was added, with a complex hay storage system and delivery down into the milking bays and into the main barn for storage. There were 4 silos on the front side and an elevator mechanism in between. In talking to the farm manager, they had built 2 ceramic silos in the back of the building in that U-shaped area. I asked him why they didn't use the other one. He said they leaked too much air by the time he was there, so they hadn't been used for some time.
The milking barn was a white building out to the side of this barn we're trying to save, and this is where they processed all the milk, and all the piping there was glass because that would not corrode, and they didn't have other things.
To me, this barn speaks to us of a great deal of history, not only of the area, the type of barn that it is, a dairy barn, and also the fact that this dairy barn produced milk that was used to feed the patients at Mayview State Hospital, among other state hospitals in the area. It's interesting to note that the patients or the residents went out and worked in the fields and on the farms and in the barns. Now, people have said that's cruel. It was not cruel. What they did was a joy to them. It brought life to a life that was pretty boring, and on the wards of the hospital there was nothing there to bring joy.
About the 70s, they decided that the patients should not work outdoors on the farm, but when we were walking over there were patients everywhere, planting tomatoes and cabbage. Maintaining the farm and growing all the vegetables was therapy for these people.
My interest in preserving the barn is also to recycle. I feel that if you have something that can be recycled or used in an adaptive use, we should use it. Why should we throw away something that we have that can be reused?
We listed some of the possible uses for the facility, anywhere from climbing walls in the main barn, a little theater, a musical theater on the outdoors. It's a U-shaped area in back where the 2 wings come out. The lower section on both sides would be ideal for one side, probably a restaurant, and the other side divided up into offices.
There's no question that when that barn will be the last opportunity we as a community, Upper St. Clair and southwestern Pennsylvania, have of documenting and placing a marker that talks about the mental health, the way that poorer people were handled in the last century. And that's an important part of our history. It's worth remembering. And I'd like to see the barn be that monument. Thank you.